this is the general sound level when just cruising. Nice and quiet. Nothing too loud. You can even hear the turbos whistling from the tailpipes. So casual driving isn't too bad. Even giving it a bit of gas inside the cab is not bad at all. It feels relatively solid, not too loud, but just wait until you punch on it. Just for reference, this is a full cold start with the Catless equal length downpipes. So even full cold start, when it's usually loud, it's not that bad. The problem is getting anything above 2,000 RPM is when it just kills you. Windows closed, not so bad, but everyone around you, you're waking everyone up in a mile radius. This is just general idle. Really not bad at all. Sounds good. Smell it though, that's for sure. Just taking a quick look at these pipes. I regret not getting any pictures of or video of the new pipes that went in, but I'll see if I can grab some. The diameter is a lot smaller, and then these cats are huge. Just absolutely ginormous. It's quite crazy. You can only imagine how restrictive these were. But yeah, you got the new ones in now. So at least this is the back of the new ones from aFe. Absolutely gorgeous pipes everywhere. Bends, welds, everything's just beautiful. You just see back there just the beauty of them. And how this one here actually on the right side, it curls because it's an equal length pipe, which just gives a lot more power than unequal length. You can see the downpipe run over here. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful piece of hardware. I'm very happy with this kit. It's just so loud without cats. I'm hoping putting a resonator in will improve the sound. So these are the two resonators we'll be testing. I actually have two of the stock ones. I have two entire stock systems. By the way, if you want one, please message me because I don't need them. And then this is the special Borla one, which incorporates the X-pipe design and is not restrictive in the slightest, according to them. Probably is a little, but not noticeable. And there's the stock. So this is the first three sound tests. This is going to be inside the cab with all the windows closed. A little bit loud. Now let's open the windows. We'll open all of them just for consistency. Open the rear. Top doesn't matter too much, so we'll leave that closed. Fair bit loud. Nothing too crazy though, at least on idle and revving. Now the next test is going to be what you hear from the outside with just the S-type. So the current exhaust configuration. Okay, revving with the all windows closed. Here we go. Okay. Revving with all windows open, except the moonroof. Alright, a little bonus video. We're going to be testing the sound. Completely straight piped. Only catless equal length downpipes and no mufflers even. Dear God. Rip ears.
Oh boy. What the fuck?
Oh, you can smell the
gas. So
gas.
what we learned today, straight pipe your Raptor.
Yeah, so apparently straight piping your Raptor is the better choice because it sounds a lot better. There's no rasp.
There's no rasp. That's why I was thinking the X pipes are what makes the rasp, maybe.
Yeah, so you know, straight piping your Raptor is probably the best bet. Well, X pipes are out. Also mufflers. We're putting in the Borla resonator as the first test, and then we might test the stock resonator as well. Okay, and this is what it sounds like with the Borla resonator. This is with the S-type, Borla resonator, and catless equal length downpipes. Okay, so now we're just gonna go for a little bit of a cruise to see how it sounds. So one thing that is immediately noticeable is that the turbos are super clear to hear. Now, you hear them more in negative boost than you do in full boost, which is the interesting part, because usually I wouldn't hear my turbos, I mean, other than a slight whistle from the tailpipes, but I wouldn't hear my turbos spool at all from the cab unless if I was doing at least 2 pounds of boost. But now, I can hear them spool even at -8. So that's one immediate difference. Another is really interesting. So with the Borla resonator, these Catless Downpipes sound, when cruising, sound just about the same level, or same sound level that it did with just the S-type exhaust. So that's definitely another interesting thing, which I would not have noticed or guessed. But when you get on it, it's not like it's super crazy loud. It's just more, it's a little bit louder, but nowhere near as ear-piercing and terrible as it is with the without a resonator. Now, many people may wonder, well, why did I not test the stock resonator? The Borla resonator, firstly, adds almost no resistance to the system, according to Borla. It still has an H-pipe inside, so it's not an X-pipe, but there's an H-pipe. Whereas the stock system, to the best of my knowledge and my own vision as well, I do not see any H-pipe system. So what you get in the end is you're not sacrificing any performance that you gain from the Catless equal length downpipes by putting a resonator in. Now, sure, when just cruising around like this, it's a little light. It could be a little louder. I wouldn't mind it, but it really allows you to cruise anywhere, any time of the day, without having to worry about accelerating a little bit, but still being able to go around anywhere. But you're still able to just kick it and just have this thing sound wicked, as you saw it just earlier in those sound tests. So I think that is quite a great thing. That's actually why I got the S-type over the Attack, because it can still be quiet on its own when not pushing, but when you push on it, it's just wicked loud. It sounds awesome. So the tone also is a little bit deeper when you get on it than before. Not by a lot, but by a decent amount. Enough to notice it. For sure. So I definitely have little to no complaints. All in all, I think this is the absolute perfect system. Perfect combination, where you have the SVD high flow turbo adapters, exhaust adapters. You have the aFe Catless equal length downpipes. Now, if you're going to get downpipes, you might as well go equal length. aFe makes a wonderful kit, absolutely great. And then Borla S-type. Now, you could go the Attack, and it's going to be a bit louder. But I don't know, I recommend it. Now, I'm very tempted because, as you also heard earlier, or as you'll hear right now, stray pipe sounded really good. There was no rasp that there was with just the catted downpipes. Or Catless Downpipes, pardon me. But it wasn't drony either. There was no drone at all, even if it was exiting right under the cab. So that's really interesting. So I might have a custom stray pipe actually built for my truck just to test it out. Now, revving is very different from fully accelerated, but I think it could work because I'm gonna have the tailpipes out behind me. Now, again, it's possible that's gonna be far too loud. And if so, I take them off. But I think it could be an interesting thing to try. For instance, with all the windows closed, it's a very quiet system. You can still hear those turbos. But the exhaust note is not overwhelming. It's barely audible. The cab, honestly, with this resonator, I think might be quieter than it was with the S-Type and X-Pipe, which is very interesting. I would not have expected that. Like, for instance, that is fully down on the throttle. That is almost silent on the inside. It's so quiet, but you can still hear it. Now, when I open the windows and do the same thing in just a little bit, you'll notice how much louder it really is, or really just how loud the system overall is. It's not like it's quiet. Ford did an amazing job soundproofing this cab. Once we make this turn, I'll give it a rip in sport mode, just so you guys can hear what it sounds like from inside the cab. Good. It's not raspy. Just a tad bit. Borla did an amazing job with this resonator, and I can see why people are very happy with it when they combine it with the Attack line exhaust system. So I have no complaints whatsoever. I honestly think if you want the best performance from your Raptor and the best sound possible, this could not be a more perfect combination, where you have the SPD high flow exhaust adapters for the turbos, and then you also have the Borla S-Type and then the Borla resonator. Honestly, you cannot have a more perfect setup. It sounds so good across any kind of acceleration, any kind of push. The turbos are clear, loud, but not overwhelming. Just the entire thing goes together. I cannot recommend the system. I cannot recommend this system enough. Borla, great job. aFe, amazing downpipes. Thank you for creating them. and I really just don't have words. The video will not do this exhaust system any justice to what it deserves. aFe does make their own line of exhaust systems now, though, and while I do not personally recommend the Rebel series because there's a lot of drone with it, I mean, it's loud, and if that's what you want, go for it. But there's a fair bit of drone. But they also have their XP, pardon me, they also have their High Tuck series and whatnot with a new muffler design, which actually sounds really good, and would probably sound good with the Catless Downpipes or Catless Downpipes as well. Now, I've not personally tested it, but from what I've heard in the exhaust, it's a little toned down, and it's not an X-pipe system, so it very well could sound very good with these downpipes. Now, if you're gonna go catted or uncatted, it's up to you. I went catless because I don't see a reason not to. You just get the extra performance. Sure, it's a bit louder. I'm not gonna lie, when I first had them installed, I was a bit scared. But okay, there's an Uber driver in front of me, so I'm gonna pass him. Because it was really raspy. Anytime the second you hit 2,000 RPM, it was ear piercing, even in the cab. Now, the windows closed, it was fine. It wasn't too loud, it was pretty loud, but not terrible. But otherwise, it was just far too loud for me to ever recommend to anybody, unless this is just a weekend driver in the desert. Even then, it's still pretty loud. So all in all, I 100% recommend this kit. You're not gonna find a better system on the market, and also nobody else makes equal length downpipes for the 2017-2018 Raptor other than aFe, at least from my findings. And yes, they cost a bit more, but you're getting all that extra performance, and it's just absolutely worth it. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. We'll be sure to answer them. And if you like the video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of interesting content coming. We'll definitely have a lot more as well in the near future. And stay tuned. And the last thing to note is that with catless downpipes, even high flow cats, sometimes you will need a tune if you want to get rid of the CEL. Because, well, it's going to trigger a warning, because obviously not everything's being filtered out. But this is just a quick note that shouldn't worry anyone. It's not like you're going to blow your engine with that CEL. It's just a note. But either way, a tune will allow it to run smoother anyways.